funnily enough, I was here in Redditch for a week doing, what was it called? House of Horrors, that's it.
Right.
Which was like
There's probably a few around here, to be honest.
rogue traders type thing.
Yeah.
And we were there for a week. We had a house rigged out, secret filmed, cameras everywhere. We were calling up known rogues, people that Trading Standards had complaints about, asking them to come and do little plumbing jobs, which I'd set, like maybe a thermocouple on a boiler, loosen, silly little things, that would take somebody 10 minutes to fix. So after a week of being up there, we hadn't got one single rogue. For some reason or another, they just did an honest job. Not all rogues do 100% rogue jobs, So whatever happened, that it got to the end of the week and the producer was tearing her hair out, phoning up the program, phoning up the director on the site. So we spent all this money. We've got all these people sitting in hotels, cameramen, everybody, and we've got nothing to show for it, And Friday afternoon, excuse me with the voices, Friday afternoon, the last hapless plumber came in. Poor guy, lovely fella, and he looked at the boiler and he said, "Okay, fix that little problem." He said, "But I shouldn't leave this boiler running because it hasn't got a large enough air brick, conventional flue." And it was in a boiler house.
Right.
And the actress that we had playing a housewife went, "Oh, please don't leave me without any cold, please." So he was going, "Well, I should really close it down." He said, "But if you promise me not to go into the boiler room," he said, "I'll leave it running, but on Monday morning, phone the company, get the air brick changed to a larger size air brick so it complies." There's no signs of any carbon monoxide or any discoloration. So, excuse me, sorry, I'm going to get a drink of water there. So he left the boiler running. Then the director said, "We've got him." Poor bloke.
Yeah.
They're going to take him to the cleaners on national television. And I said, "No.
Yeah.
I'm not having anything to do with that." I said, "As far as I'm concerned, the guy was, and that's where we fell out. That's where I stopped doing those rogue traders and everything else.
Did they air it?
No, they couldn't, because I wouldn't endorse the, thing. So they needed me to say, as the expert, if you like, he did wrong, and I wouldn't say it. And anyway, so that was me at the end of that. So all those programs which I've maintained. So no, it's not true. So after that, the BBC asked me to do a show, and I said to them, the only way I will do the show is if it starts off saying that the majority of tradesmen are good, honest, conscientious people, and it's only a few that cause the problems. And they didn't want to do it. They really didn't want to put that in. But I said, excuse me, sorry, my voice is gone. So I said to him, if you don't do that, I'm not doing the show. So they did put it in. They didn't like to, but they did put it in. So So anyway, so YouTube came off the back of that. When YouTube started, I was already well into doing corporate videos and all sorts of other stuff. So the guys I was working with on those, we started Skill Builder.
Yeah.
Why do you think TV then has this big issue with tradespeople? Sounds from obviously your experience that they have.
For a start, I've got to say, excuse me, when I have yet another bit of your free water. I can recommend it, by the way. It's very nice.
He only drinks Evian down here.
What's the difference in?
There's marketing in it.
I stick to the British, you see, not like...
I think for a start, it's an easy story to tell. I think it's snobbery.
Yeah.
I'm, as much as I like to not think it's snobbery, I think it is, because I think solicitors and all kinds of other people and all kinds of, city bankers who can buy a house, a very large house, on their annual bonus and so on. Nobody ever takes them. Well, they do. People criticise them, but they don't take them to the task in the same way that we do. And they don't do secret filming on solicitors and all these other people, do they? Well, they absolutely should. You're right.
Rogue solicitors.
Yeah. And rogue everybody. There's plenty of other rogues around.
Off the back of Rogue Traders or any program like that, within the trade, we always say they should make a program called Rogue Customers, because a lot of the time your tradesman's doing a good job and the customer's not paying, or all kinds of things are going wrong. But I think the thing with like a Rogue Traders program, it's when people want to see things going wrong and bad things happening, but it's not fair if they're,
fairly targeted, yeah.
Because sometimes, obviously, if they're coming out and something's been manipulated and it's an easy fix. For me, I've been to them before where my toilet's not working, someone's turned the isolation valve off. Like, you think in your head immediately, someone's got to have done that on purpose.
Yeah,
I'm not going to say.
So you're looking for cameras.
I'm not going to say you need a new toilet now. You know,
You're waiting for Roger to come out. Peter Booth, I've got you.
but if you're so dishonest that you would see something like that and use it as an opportunity to rip someone off or con someone, it's not on. But there can't be that many people out there that would.
No, and the guys that I've known over the years who have gone out of their way to do jobs for people for nothing and all kinds of things, you know, and just looked at somebody and thought, well, they can't afford it, so just let it go. It's Friday afternoon, whatever, and never get reported. They never get any kind of publicity, any kind of recognition at all. So it's very, very sad, but I'm afraid that's the world. We always like a bad story.
I think if you're a self-employed tradesman, I find it difficult when it comes to the money side, because when you're at college, they teach you how to plumb, but they don't teach you the business side of it. I always feel a little bit awkward asking for money, even though I've done a job and you know I'm owed the money. But if it's something small, especially for, you know, I don't want to say it, but like a little old lady, if it's a small job, you don't really want to give them a bill. So if they offer you something, then especially around Christmas,
2 jammy Dodgers.
so many, but so many nice, kind acts go unnoticed. It's similar if you're having an operation tomorrow, you Google it, you'll only read the bad stuff associated with the operation. You won't hear the success stories, because people don't, when something nice has happened, they don't talk about it. It's only when something bad's happened they talk about it, and that's probably why those Rogue Traders programs were popular.